Guys, what is going on? Welcome to this video response that I'm going to be doing today on this channel. It's going to be in response to Dalyxman's latest video that he did on his channel. It was actually a two-part series. Make sure you should go check out his channel and these two videos as well. The link to those two videos will be down below in the description box. He did a top 5 wrestlers who should turn heel soon and a top 5 wrestlers that should turn babyface soon. I'm going to give my own picks for who I feel the top 5 baby faces that should turn heel soon. So without further ado, this is going to be my top 5 list. In my opinion, who I feel should make the switch to, as Jim Morrison said, if you're a fan of the Doors, break on through to the other side. But, yeah, it's just a good way to get discussion going. Like I said, without further ado, here we go, guys. My number 5 pick for who I feel should turn heel is a tag team on the Blue Brand, on SmackDown Live, who really haven't had much going for them, since they were tag team champions. And even then, it just felt like they have not yet reached their fullest potential. And dare I say it, disappointed with the way that they've been utilized. And that's American Alpha. These two are world-class athletes, phenomenal talent. I mean, on NXT, I enjoyed their run. So we got to know about the personalities, who they were, what these guys were all about. On the main roster, we haven't really gotten that. And the reactions show. I mean, just from the way that they've been booked, I thought a feud between them and the Usos would have been, just what they needed, but then they kind of went away from that and eventually came back to it. Then they've been lost in the shuffle. And, you could kind of turn those frustrations into something, that could lead to a heel turn. I mean, I still think there's this unresolved issue between, you could build up between American Alpha and Breezango. I feel like the payoff to reveal, who attacked Breezango in those Fashion File segments, just for it to be the Ascension, I actually wouldn't like to be that the case. I was hoping that they would go the route of having American Alpha be revealed as the team that attacked Breezango, and that could facilitate the heel turn for them. I just feel like they're not really doing much as babyfaces right now. You really have nothing to lose with them. They've been off TV for a while now. I mean, we did have them return this past week to face Kevin Owens in the U.S. Open Challenge match, Chad Gable. However, otherwise, it's been slim pickings from them since they lost the titles. So, yeah, that is why they're number 5 on my list. I see huge potential in them, but really as baby faces, it's not really working. So, like I said, what do you got to lose? Moving on to number 4. Mr. Randy Orton. What can I say about Randy Orton? Phenomenal athlete. When he wants to be on his A game, he certainly can be. But I felt like there was a huge missed opportunity coming out of the Bray Wyatt-Randy Orton feud, even doing a double turn. Turning Bray Wyatt babyface, which is something that I will get to in my video response for the top wrestlers that should turn babyface. And you could have switched Orton to the heel side, and he plays the heel role phenomenal. I mean, he does, as I call it, the Randy Orton douche pose. He's a douchebag. He's, generational talent, third generation talent. He's pretty much, has every opportunity in front of him. He can just play that smug, arrogant asshole prick so well. And it just comes across so great on television. And, this feud with Jinder, it's been just kind of there. I just feel like if you turn Orton heel, you could do that Randy Orton AJ Styles feud, no problem. I feel like the roles there would be just right. Totally love the root for AJ going up against a heel. I mean, that would be the feud for SummerSlam that I'd like to see happen. Because you might get Jinder versus Cena. We'll have to see. But you think about a heel Randy Orton versus a Sami Zayn. You could do there's just a number of different possibilities that you could do with heel Randy Orton versus Shinsuke Nakamura. There's another series of matches right there. I don't want to see Randy Orton versus John Cena for as long as I win. So WWE, or as long as I live. So WWE, if you do that match again, that feud will make the list. Trust me, it will. But yeah, Randy Orton, that's my reason for why he is number 4 on my list. Just him as a babyface right now. It's just kind of there, kind of bland, stale, not really doing too much for me. or SmackDown. I just feel. I think it could benefit the show that much more. Just turn him loose. And that's Randy Orton we all remember. So, moving on to number 3. The Boss, Sasha Banks. Sasha Banks as the Boss on NXT was just a vicious, ruthless, stab anybody in the back. She don't care because she's the damn boss. The big inflated ego that she had and the feud between her and Bayley, what a feud it was. And we could get something like that on the main roster. However, the way both Bayley and Sasha Banks have been presented, I wouldn't want to see it right now. You got to rehab them and get them to that point. I think Bayley, you have to build her back up, start her from the bottom, and work her way back up, build her into that underdog role that we know that she can thrive and succeed on so well. And with Sasha Banks, getting her character to the next level, getting her momentum back, because she certainly has cooled off, coming out of the hot potato between her and Charlotte with the championship. And eventually, I think down the line, when you do that Sasha Banks-Bayley feud, if you get their characters back to where they should be, Sasha Banks being heel, it's the right move going forward. I thought that was going to be the direction coming out of WrestleMania. It looked like they were teasing it. Maybe at SummerSlam we were going to get it. I'm not sure now because I feel like Bayley, and I still got to make that video about how Bayley's momentum has been derailed. It's not over. I mean, you can easily fix Bayley, but as of right now, would I want to see Bayley versus Sasha Banks? I'm just not feeling the match right now. You got to get to that point where this is the time to do it. And I would have said SummerSlam had we not gone through that Bayley versus Alexa Bliss feud, which, let's face it, honestly didn't really do anybody that big of favors. Candice to kind of pull? You made the list. But yeah, Sasha Banks being heel would be great for the women's division. She could just thrive in it. The Boss. Just her character alone, I think, just works that much better as a heel. She can do babyface. Don't get me wrong. We want Sasha chance and what have you. But as of now, I feel like her character's not really going anywhere. She's feuding with Alicia Fox. But, yeah, that's the reason for Sasha Banks being number 3 on my list to turn heel. We get into crunch time now. It's time for my number 2 spot on this list. Not the list, but this list. Number 2 on my list is Dean Ambrose, Lunatic Fringe. One of my favorites from his days in the Shield to post-Shield. The feud with Seth Rollins was great. And then from there, he had an okay 2015. And then 2016, he won the WWE Championship. And then I feel like the feud with Brock happened. That did him no favors. He won the title. But then, his title reign kind of just, to me, it kind of soured towards the end. I thought he had good matches as champion, but I think he's better in the role of chasing for the championship. And then just his Intercontinental Championship reign didn't really do anything for me. And he's just kind of, don't get me wrong, he works hard. He wrestles more, I believe, the most matches, at all the live events that he goes to, I think, for the entire company. So kudos to Dean. He's out there busting his ass. But just the way that his character is presented just doesn't really do anything for me anymore. I mean, he falls into the problem with WWE babyfaces in general. They're bland, they're boring, they're just cookie cutter. There's just nothing really that... Why do I want to like this guy? What do we really know about him? And why is he a lunatic? What does he do that's crazy? If you honestly think about it, why is he called the Lunatic Fringe? He dresses up in a bear costume. Damn it, we gotta have him dress up in a bear costume. See, that'll get him over. Yeah, Vince loves the bear. The Care Bears are coming to Raw. I shouldn't give him any more ideas because next, we've had Scooby-Doo on the show before. The Care Bears might come to Monday Night Raw. Be careful what you wish for. And hopefully Braun Strowman beats the piss out of them. But yeah, Dean Ambrose, turn him loose. Let's see him as the Lunatic Fringe. Let's see him do crazy shit. Let's see him, I don't know, stalk people and attack people and, just play mind games with them. As Alex said in his video, I see Dean Ambrose almost like a Joker-like character. I get the vibe of the Joker. Just introduce a little chaos. A little anarchy. Upset the established order. I just feel like there's a lot of potential in a Dean Ambrose babyface turn. You could revisit feuds between him and Bray Wyatt. You could do Roman Reigns versus Dean Ambrose, which is a feud we never really got. Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose with the roles reversed. Finn Balor versus Dean Ambrose. Braun Strowman versus Dean Ambrose. There are a number of different feuds that you could do on this Raw roster with the talent that you do have that I'd like to see with a heel Dean Ambrose. So there's a lot of different possibilities, and, I just feel like I kind of forget about him on most weeks, and I'm an Ambrose fan. But it's just like, lately, not really doing anything for me, so why not flip the switch? And now, it's time for the number one pick for who I feel should turn heel. I've been saying it for a while now. He's not a good guy. He's not a bad guy. He's not the small dog or the medium-sized dog. He's the big dog. You know him. You love him. Some of you love him. Some of you hate him. Technically, he's the top heel and the top babyface now, but it's Roman Reigns. What more can I say that I already haven't said about Roman Reigns? He would kill it as the top heel. He really would. And then in the long run, he would get over, truly over, with the reaction that they do want, from the crowd, as that babyface. If you would have done this in 2015, quit dragging your feet. The time was right then. Coming out of the Royal Rumble, should have went with it there. You ride that momentum, see where it takes your product. What have you got to lose? And I feel this issue would have been over with. Again, like with what happened with The Rock, they booed him, turned him. I think it worked out pretty well. Not saying that this could, somehow fall on its ass, this scenario, but just looking at what's happened in the past and applying it to now, I think it would have benefited Reigns tremendously, and we wouldn't be getting probably the level of mixed reactions that we have now. But, you keep dragging your feet, and then you have him retire The Undertaker, and you had a perfect scenario with that entire building at the Raw after WrestleMania. Yeah, I mean, they were booing this man out of the building. It was heat like I've never seen in a long, long time. And his reaction was perfect. This is my yard now. That's all he said. Dare I say it, the best promo he's cut in his career. But this guy, he just comes across as an arrogant prick, as an asshole. Like, I'm not going to cheer the guy that retired one of my all-time favorites in The Undertaker. I'm just not going to do that. You cocky son of a bitch. I mean, he could just play it so well to a T. I know he has it in him. I did it this past Monday on Raw, too. I mean, it's just like, he has it in him. But will WWE give him the outlet? What they really need to do with all of these talent is ditch the scripts and allow them to go out there and cut their own promos from their minds. And not give them something that's handed to them on a piece of paper in which they only really have an hour to memorize. It would be one thing if you're giving them these scripts a week in advance. Okay, you got a week to learn this. A week to get this set. You have an hour to memorize this and convey the message. And a lot of times, it doesn't work. Some guys can make it work. But I just feel like Reigns, in particular, I mean, he has gotten better on his promos. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to make it sound like he hasn't. But you just turn him loose, unscripted, money. It prints money itself. I mean, Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar. Roman Reigns, Finn Balor. Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose. Roman Reigns, Samoa Joe. Roman Reigns, Bray Wyatt with the roles reversed. I'd love to see that. Roman Reigns, the list is endless. So that is why Roman Reigns is my number one pick for the guy that needs to turn heel. So to run down the list again, number 5, American Alpha, 4, Randy Orton, 3, Sasha Banks, 2, Dean Ambrose, and 1, Roman Reigns. So guys, that rounds out my list. Like I said, just my opinion. Feel free to disagree, get that dialogue going. Like I said, I wanted to make this video response to Dalyxman's video. Be sure to check out his channel, youtube.com/Dalyxman. And also be sure to check out my channel. Click that like and subscribe button. Always got more video content coming soon to this channel. Like I said, I'm going to be doing my SummerSlam Fantasy Card Predictions video with Robbie One Kenobi, BSP Wrestling Show Gene, and to Club of the Man 1993 Mike, my good friends. So that video will hopefully be coming later this week. Be on the lookout for it, guys. So that is it for this video. Remember to hit that like and subscribe button for more video content coming soon to this channel. Be sure to check out my Twitter, @DanielGiza412, for all my live tweeting during Raw, SmackDown, and the upcoming pay-per-view events. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you guys in my next video. Take care.